the exact rods that I normally use in all of my SMX packages. So let's hit this thing. Here we go. These are the original rods that I ran all through Sick Week, or original style, or the same ones. They're out of another SMX engine. But these ones, 40, 50 passes, drove 1,000 miles on them and made 50 passes. Notice one little thing, that is the modification from MGP that's there. We just had to duplicate that on the other rods that blew apart. And so this is the original rod. These are ones we use all the time. These are the ones that are in all these engines. The only time I ever used those rods, the only time that rods that blew up were ever in an engine of that horsepower were in mine. So it's not some proven piece that was working and you got to figure out what made it break. They broke. Okay, so we're going to go over that real quick. And one of the things that I'm going to show you here, got all my safety gear on, is I'm going to just beat this to death, and then I'll grab another one of the used rods. So these are used rods, have a lot of time on them. We'll put it over there in the press, and we'll bend it till it breaks or bends, which those rods didn't do. I'll show you that real quick. So let's hit this thing. Here we go. You're not going to be able to do that. That hurt. Ouch. Okay. Now, as you can see, my little 2-pound sledge is actually probably a little small, because just kind of dinged up my wrist. But I'm sorry, man. But that thing is, let me see. It is, by eyesight, it is perfectly straight. I mean, that's amazing. You can see where I hit it right there, and that's pretty impressive. And so now, obviously, it didn't do that, where it's just like, which there's nothing in the motor that would ever hit the piston sideways to make it break off like that. It doesn't turn. These are shards of broken, just shattered off. All right, the bolts are fine. They were never broken. There was nothing hitting. Another one that I do here, that have heard here just recently too, is that maybe the piston pin where I modified it down here, maybe it was grabbing and it rocked the piston and it wedged up in there. You got to keep in mind, people, if we wouldn't be on a record run, and if you go back, because I'm not going to keep showing, keep on bringing up every video, because these things are in a series. So go back a couple videos. I show the data log. I show the engine RPM, perfect, everything climbing. It is accelerating. Everything is working perfectly. If something was locking up, does it lock up so instantaneously that the data logger can't even pick it up, an RPM drop or anything? It just is like perfect, locks up and blows up. No. If something was really locking up, if something in this piston pin was hitting down in the bottom of the piston, or if it was bound up, if it was hitting something, rings were grabbing, logic would tell you that it would start slowing down first. You know, you see all those engine blow up videos, they always start making sounds first. They always slow down first. They always have some kind of issue first. You would definitely see some kind of slowdown in engine RPM. So, and parts just don't shatter like this. This is a material issue, and according to the rod manufacturer, this rod manufacturer, not that one, this rod manufacturer, we exceeded the horsepower capabilities of this rods, and they all failed at the same time. So that is, according to them, we exceeded the horsepower capabilities of this connecting rod. Let's go over here just to prove it one more time. I'm going to put this in the press, and I'm going to keep on pressing it until it either breaks, bends, or does something. So let's see what it does. All right, so we got this rod, the same one that I just beat on, in the press. Like I said, these are used, already proven out rods, well over 40 passes, plus drive time, everything. So here's the parting line. So we're just trying to simulate like bending in the middle as much as possible here. So just see what happens pressing this down, bending there. All right, so here we go. Now I use this square sharp edge piece. I'm not trying to cut the rod in half. There's nothing in the crankshaft area that is sharp that's going to cut the connecting rod. And obviously you can see all those pieces were shattered. And I do have metallurgy is coming back, but it won't be back till later this week. And I guarantee you, it's going to just come back as it's a hard, brittle material. Now, maybe this material on that the other rod is fine for 2,000 horsepower applications. Maybe it never would shatter. Maybe it never would break. But now you can see I'm just bending. And this is a, oh, what is this? A 30-ton 30-ton press. And it's pretty obvious to see that this rod is just bending. And I've seen these rods bend. I've seen these rods when a bearing goes out, will heat up, distort, and then break something down here. But once again, I've never seen anything else ever like those shattered pieces of material. This is pretty much, that's it. That is with my handle here. I cannot press that thing down any farther with a 30-ton bottle jack press. So we will release this and take it out, and you can take a look at what this rod's going to look like. And there you go, 30-ton bottle jack there. I mean, I don't know what more forces, maybe you guys can explain it to me, are going to happen. But if you notice, none of those pieces out of any of these connecting rods that broke are bent. Nothing's bent. This has a great big old, you know, the square edge is right in there from that part, just embedded right in it. Still just trying to bend the material. And you saw me whack this stupid thing with a hammer and nearly break my wrist right there. That 2-pound sledge. So I think it's definitive. I'll be getting that metallurgy report back, but it's so blatantly obvious that maybe that material is fine for 2,000, 2,500 horsepower. It just doesn't make enough cylinder pressure to disintegrate, blow, compact, whatever. The only thing I haven't done here is compact this, but it's so obvious to see. This is the same kind of thing. And the grain structure would be stronger going this way than it would be pressing on it this way. The grain structure would be like a piece of wood right here, so you're breaking the piece of wood versus trying to compact the piece of wood. So this rod's even stronger trying to in a compact form. And no, it didn't break the bolts. It didn't have any problem in the bottom of the bores. Bearings would have indicated that. It doesn't. My crankshaft's over there 10 thousandths. So I'm hoping this puts this thing to bed. It puts it to bed for me. I'm not ever going to talk about it again. That's pretty interesting. I haven't ever even tried to screw these rods up. These things are really pretty Billy bad boys. So I'm Steve Morris. Have a great day.